Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to Jimbo's Garage. Well, today's video is not going to be a welding video or a welding build video. It's going to be a wood project. The client has asked me to build a road case that's going to support two 96-inch TVs face-to-face inside of a crate that they're going to line with foam in all directions, and then I'm going to close this crate up, and it's going to be used for shipping all over the country for these two big TVs. So that's the plan for today. So let's get started on today's video. Today's video is sponsored by King Metals. They've got all your fabrication needs in one location. From hinges to hardware, balusters to metal decor, brass to aluminum, and a whole lot more. You name it, they've got it. Check them out today at kingmetals.com. Now let's get back to today's video. Okay, what I have here is I got some drawings that was provided by the customer. Basically, this is what the road case is going to look like. It's approximately 2 foot wide, about 7 foot long, or say almost 8 feet long, and then about 5 feet high from the very bottom to the top. The customer's we've got some, this is a side view right here with the dimensions. There's 410 plus 3, it's around 5 feet, and then 711, so it is almost 8 feet across. So pretty nice side view, 2 foot 1.5 inches with some detail. This is going to be some 3/4 plywood with some 1x3 trim on the outside. So basically a nice set of drawings. This is the base. This is what we're going to start with. I'm going to start by building the base and go from there. You can see the divider in here. The two TVs set one on one side, one on the other, and then of course this will all be filled with foam for protection. So basically, that's it right there. All right, let's get started on today's project. Okay, just got back from the, not the metal supply store, at the wood supply store. All right, so what we're using here, these are 4x8 sheets of sanded plywood. Not the most cheapest plywood in the house over there. These were like $70 a sheet. The customer just said, use what you want. I kind of had an open budget. He wanted it to look nice, so I am using the best of the best here. Some 1x3, and I was very lucky to be able to find this 1x3 that was very clean and not warped and bent. So I think it's going to make for a good project. All right, this is some 4x4. It's funny here, I'm in Florida, and you know, in California, it's hard to find treated lumber. You do find it, but here in Florida, everything is treated, almost everything. I couldn't find a 4x4 post that wasn't treated. But nevertheless, this is what we're using. This is going to be the base underneath the bottom there to support the base, to get it up off the ground so the forklifts can get underneath there with their forks easily. There's going to be 3, one on either side and one in the middle. And here it is going in together right now. You get the idea here. You know, one thing, I don't know about you guys, but I've had some stuff delivered, some big material delivered to the shop here on some really cheap pallets. And always what happens is during the transport, somewhere along the line, these bottom 4x4s get blown out. So I kept that in mind, and this way I'm putting this together with 1.5 inch staples, and then I'm using 2.5 inch screws, and try to assure that you know, whoever's going to be moving this around, that those things aren't going to break off very easily anyway. There's nothing more frustrating than having some heavy material being delivered to your shop or house or garage or whatever it may be, and the pallet being broken and you can't get a forklift under it. So I did the best I can here to make it as strong as I possibly could. You know, it's fun doing wood projects for a change. I have built a lot of furniture for my family and friends over the years. If you've watched my channel for a long period of time, you've seen a lot of those furniture builds. And so, you know, I love welding and fabricating, metal fabricating, but I also enjoy working with wood. Every now and again, it's kind of a nice little break to be able to get a wood project in. So I want to mention the customer definitely had a great design. He made it out of CAD, and basically he was saying, this is kind of what I want it to look like. If there's any changes that have to be made, feel free to go ahead and make those changes. Well, of course, this is the type of stuff that wasn't included in the drawing, and that is the detail work about how it's all going to be held together. You know, pictures are great, But if you don't have all the details that show you how it's going to be held together, that's the stuff you got to come up with yourself, and that's what I've had to do here. And he told me, hey, feel free to do whatever you want to do. I just created a drawing for you. So, I had to do a little of my imagination and think about this quite thoroughly, how things are going to be put together and how is it going to be held together and how am I going to put these panels together. So that is part of this detail right here. This is just some backing here that I'm going to use for holding the center part of this box together. You may have saw there's a 4.5-inch divider in the middle of this, and that's what I'm doing here. I got this new Bosch portable table saw. Awesome machine. I love it. But boy, trying to cut 4x8 sheets of plywood is a bit of a challenge for me. And this is the setup that I have. I mean, it's like I don't do this every day. So, I'm just trying to create stuff to make it work. And, it worked. I didn't have any issues, but let me tell you, it was kind of scary. All right, and then here we are. Of course, the smaller they get, the easier they are to cut. But those first initial 4x8 sheets by yourself, a little sketchy. All right, here's the center divider going in, and you can see the backing that I had there, the backing on the sides right here, and that's how I'm going to staple it all together and get it held together, just like this right here. I'm trying to figure out how this is going to work. I couldn't go up and down because it has got that little detent. The staple had to be depressed, and so sideways it is. All right, so this is the top piece going on right here, and you can see I got the ends nice and perfect, but you might see a little deflection in the center right there, and I'll show you a little trick on how you'd pull that together. Sometimes you got to think, and this is the way I did it here. Just a little screw right there, and then a hammer. Get in there and just pull it up there close, and then I've just got to do this a couple of times right here, and then I'm right back. Nice and flush all the way, and now I can go ahead and staple everything down. Not going to affect anything on the inside there. You might see a couple of where the screw holes were, but that's not a big deal. It's all going to be covered in foam, so I wasn't too worried about that. I mentioned earlier about the material here. This 1x3, surprisingly, if you go to the Home Depot or Lowe's or wherever you buy your lumber, I mean, the 1x2s, the 1x3s, the 1x4s, very hard to find nice straight material. In this case, they must have just cracked open the pallet, and it was nice and fresh and straight. All of them were straight, which was a joy. And of course, I do the best I can to pick the pieces out that don't have as many knots as possible. You want the nicest material. All right, the end piece going on against the backer boards that I had put in there, and then to the center right there. And now the side trim going on. It's important when you're making a project like this. You can see that I was very selective on where I was making my cuts and how I was doing it. I didn't want any knots right where the joints come together. And, I tried to measure my measurements around the knots so I would have the least amount as possible. Of course, you can't get away from having clear lumber, but I did the best I could to keep the knots away from the joints. All right, so the other side right here, same thing. And the trim going in right here. So this piece right here is the base, and it is one piece. It is not coming apart. This is going to be just the solid piece. The other two sides and two ends and the top are going to be all removable. And you can see that I've got a 1-inch depression on the very top of the side right there. I don't know if you saw it on that, but you will see it on the next couple of clips. You'll notice that that siding where that trim work is up 1 inch. You can see it right there, and that's how the sides and end pieces are going to drop into place. All right, some more backing right here for the sides on the base. Once again, this wasn't included on the drawing. This is just something as I'm going along here. I had to figure out, okay, how am I going to hold this in? How is this going to be held in? How am I going to be able to attach everything and make it work? And in this case, this is what happened. Again, keeping in mind that the backing stuff on the inside here was not going to affect the storage at all. There's foam going to be around everything on the inside, so that worked out really well. Again, I'm just trying to be careful about trying to cut the material that just had the least amount of knots in it. Something to pay attention to. Again, it is nice to be able to for every once in a while, have a wood project. it's a different mindset, thinking about how things go together rather than metal fabrication. Sometimes it's difficult, and by using your brain here a little bit and trying to figure out how this is all going to work and how it's going to come together, and how you don't want anything to affect the other pieces as it goes up. Well, I will admit that there was an error that I did not catch in early on, and this is it's hard for me to explain in this part of the project. I thought everything was going good, but at the very end, I had to make an adjustment with the lid that I didn't notice it until I got to the lid part, and then I saw the problem. The problem lies down in the first part right here that I could have changed and fixed. But man, you can't think of everything. I gotta tell you, I thought I did, but man, trying to think things through all the way to the finished product was very difficult. But anyways, the bottom line is it was a minor adjustment, and everything worked perfectly. So I was thankful for that, and I'll point that out at the very end. All right, we're moving along right here. Just a couple decor braces here on the inside, or I should say on the outside here, just to give it a little bit of aesthetics look, along with a little bit of protection there from it warping. And that's the base, all done and complete. And now this is working on the end pieces right here. This is all the tools I got. This is the way I'm doing things with a straight edge. I could have ran this through the table saw, but really sketchy with the 4x8 sheet like this. And sometimes I've done it this way for years and years and years. And so I thought this is a better way to go. And here's a good point. You can see the damaged area of that piece of plywood right there. Pay attention to what you're doing, and if you see something like that, cut away from those things. And there was very little waste in this whole project right here. I used a lot, just about everything. There were very, very small pieces left over at the very end. All right, this end piece is nothing much to it. It's fairly simple according to the drawings. I just need to put a trim and then just leave that 1-inch piece at the very bottom. You can see the scribe line there, and that's what's going to drop in on the ends there. And it's hard. I can't explain it, but that's where the problem lied, where I have an issue at the very end of the project right there. But I should have thought that through a little bit more thoroughly. I would have made a little bit of a change. However, it's done and over, and it did work out. All right, side pieces going on right here. And they butt together like that, and then this is how it's going to be held together. You can just see I'm driving a screw into the side right there. And in this case, just 3 screws just to hold this thing together. Now, how they button it together after the TVs go in, they might put 5 or 6 in there. I don't really know how they're doing it, but I'm just for build purposes right here, I just put 3 screws in to hold it in place. And so there you got the side piece and the end piece that just drop in, okay, to that pocket on the top of the base, and then held together by screws. I apologize for the camera. I don't know. It's just focusing in and out, focusing in and out. I don't know if it's the light or the movement that I'm doing right there. I apologize for that. What happens is I get, oftentimes, you can't think of everything. I'm trying to build, I'm trying to think, I'm trying to figure this out, and I don't even realize I'm recording here right now. But I typically like to move the camera in different angles so you get a different angle of how things go. But man, I was so focused in right here, I forgot. And maybe that's why that's focusing in and out. I should have moved it around a little bit more. But anyways, there's the sides right there. All right, and the end piece. Now this is the top piece. Now you can see what's going on. I've got an 1.5 inch cantilever over the top where the plans actually called for just 3/4 of an inch. The mistake was done in the very first part down at the base. Didn't catch that until the very end. So this top lid hangs over an 1.5 inches. Not a big deal. Everything still worked nicely. And you'll see what I'm saying when I get this thing all buttoned up. I wasn't happy with this cut right here. You can see it wasn't lining up. I didn't like it. Cut another piece. All right, much better. But anyways, there it is, 1.5 inch hangover all the way around. Put a staple in the very end on all sides, all the way around to help hold everything together. And then this thing drops right in the top, and the screws go into the side, not the top. And then this is the last part of the decor on the very top part of the box right here. Having a problem with my stapler. But anyways, there it is. It's a fun little project. I really enjoyed making something out of wood again. It was very enjoyable. The customer's very happy and it worked perfectly. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe for more video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.
See you next time on Jimbo's Garage.